I know we all take a lot of resolutions every single year, and we all fail at most of it too. Save money, sleep more, wake up early, eat on time, drink water, very generic resolutions that usually does not stick. So this year I'm gonna take 11 resolutions that are very specific and are very personal. And hopefully if these would work for you, you could hopefully take a few from this list and make it for yourself too. So yeah, let's get into it. My very first resolution is to make therapy a priority. I feel mental health is as important as physical health, and most of us don't consider it so, which I think is very unfortunate. What is going on in the world right now? There's so much of stress, there's so much of tension, there's so much of conflict, there's so much of chaos. And in such a world, it's really hard to deal with all our emotions by ourselves, and usually we don't know how to deal with it, and that usually leads to crawling into our relationships and stuff and making it really hard for the people around us. Seek professional help when it's required. The problem is that I'm not very regular. That's why I want to go for therapy and make it specifically at least once in 2 weeks or so that I can be regularly in touch with what I'm going through and be sure that it doesn't sort of spill over into my relationships. So the next resolution is specific to me and things that I've seen over the past year or so, and that is to be calm when reacting to trolls. So there are a lot of people out there who are just looking to pull you down and find fault in you no matter what you do. I've had those people in my comment section on Instagram quite a lot. I would try and keep it light, but I would still respond to them, and I think that is what they are waiting for. I will try and keep it very simple. If somebody doesn't agree with me, I'll put out my point across, but let it be that. I'm not going to respond afterwards whether they agree with it or not. I'm not going to give it to them the pleasure of seeing me get agitated. No matter what, at the end, it's going to affect you more than it'll affect them. So take care of yourself and don't get into a verbal argument online, because there's no end to that. And if they're becoming really abusive, just block them off. So that is my resolution, because I have had some really bad experiences on this and I don't want that anymore. So yeah, this is what I've decided from now. So the next resolution is to cook a new meal every week. I know a lot of you will be like wondering what is so special about this. So I am not so much of a cook. So we do have a cook coming to our home every day. I'm not somebody who's very keen in cooking, but I do want to change that. I know how cooking is a very necessary skill. Yes, I can cook, I do cook, but I do want to improve my cooking skills, and for that I want to be able to do it out of love. And for that, I think trying to challenge myself to make something new once a week would probably be something I enjoy and would hopefully improve my cooking skills. So that is something that I want to do this year. So the next resolution is a personal one, to start a business. I've been meaning to start a business the whole of 2022. I have the idea, I have already created the products, I even have a website for it that I bought almost 10 months back. But I still did not put the business into action. I was always having this worry about failure, and hence I was not confident in it to even try. And I want to change that. And I do plan to start my business this month itself. So make sure that you stay tuned, because I will definitely have an announcement when I do launch my new business. I'm so excited and I'm honestly super scared as well. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that it does well. So the next resolution is to go on a solo date every month or two. So this is something honestly that I have done every now and then, not very often, but I really want to do more often. Every woman should do, because we are so used to going out with our friends, our family and everything, but we hardly ever go out by ourselves. We think it's very embarrassing, but it is a game changer. Trust me on this. I love going to a movie by myself and also going to a cafe, just enjoying my meal properly. Take yourself out on a date to a cafe, to a show, to a concert, to a movie, anything. Go enjoy it by yourself and it will really change your perspective. The next one is to grow 3 vegetables in my balcony. I have tried it before and I've killed it. So I've realized that if I try and do too many vegetables or too many plants at once, I tend to let it die. So instead I'm just being very specific, and over the year I want to try and grow at least 3 vegetables. So the next resolution is a very important one for me, because I think I am addicted to my phone and I really need to do something about it. And I know that's not gonna work. If I tell myself I'm not gonna use my phone for a whole day, my tendency is just gonna increase. So I'm gonna try and do it very slowly, in a very measurable way, in a very possible manner, and that is by keeping my phone in a do not disturb mode for at least 2 hours every day. It could be any time, and I'm gonna keep it away from me. I have this reflex action to just grab my phone every 10 minutes. So I want to break that habit, and for that I think if I start with keeping my phone away for 2 hours a day, it should work a little bit more. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what you are trying to do to reduce your phone usage. Okay, so the next one is something that I've been wanting to do for years now, and I've been putting it off, giving myself excuses, but I think it's very important, and that is to learn a new language, and specifically for me to try and learn Kannada. I've been in Karnataka for over 8 years now, and I can barely speak in Kannada. And I think that's not right. If we are in a different state, I think it's respectful of the localites to try and learn their language, especially if you're staying there long term. But I'm planning to go to a teacher, like a Kannada teacher, and at least start with the basics and try and use the basics on my everyday life, say with my house help, with the Uber drivers or the auto drivers, with the delivery people. That is my plan for this year, because I honestly really want to learn Kannada. This year I'm trying my best. My next resolution is to do with reading, and it's not like a very generic one. I'm gonna try and read 2 books this year. I used to be a huge reader. When I was in school, I was always reading a lot. But over the years, I've lost that touch. But I know it's unrealistic to expect to go back to reading and enjoying it if I'm gonna push myself into like reading 1 book every month. That just does not work at all. So I'm gonna be very super realistic and just gonna ask myself to finish 2 books in a year. It can be Kindle or even a real book that I already have, but to go back to reading a book. So the next one is also a slightly generic one that we hear all the time during New Year, which is to exercise. But for me specifically, I'm gonna make it to hit the gym thrice a week. I know that sounds very unrealistic for most people, and especially if you're somebody who's never been exercising regularly for a long time, hitting the gym thrice a week is not gonna work. But for me, if you have been following me on Instagram, you would know that in 2022 in total I have exercised for almost 5 months in the year, but with large breaks in between. I'm already going to the gym thrice a week. I've been doing that since December, so I want to continue that, and I have a goal to do this till my birthday, which comes in June, which gives me ample time, that is 6 months, to then analyze my result. I'm gonna try and do it as much as possible. So the next one is one that is very specific to me, that I've been hearing so many complaints over the last few years, and that is that I'm gonna try and respond to my WhatsApp messages more often. I'm honestly very, very, very bad at that. It's not something intentional, but it's something that just happens. So, to be very honest, I hate WhatsApp. And I usually open it like once or twice in a day max. Tons of WhatsApp groups which you can't really get out of sometimes, and usually most of those groups are always active throughout the day, and because of which you usually miss the personal messages. I want to change that because I know for most people WhatsApp is the medium they use for messaging people. So I'm going to try and archive the WhatsApp groups that I don't care about at all. I'm going to try and be a little more regular and make sure that I have responded to all the messages for that day. So those are all my resolutions for this year, and I'm not going to be too hard on myself even if I don't tick all the boxes this year. So if you are somebody who's new to the zero waste lifestyle, do check out this video because it's an ultimate guide to zero waste. And if you're somebody who wants to understand how to buy stuff secondhand, this video will help you out. So I will see you again next week. So until then, bye bye.